Hi, I'm Karen. We're here at Montevilla Sewing Center, and today we're talking about the Janome Skyline S6. In this video, I'm going to show you how to program stitch combinations. Now you can do beautiful stitches like this individually, just a single row of stitch, or you can do stitches in a combination like lettering. Up here you have the different modes from mode 3 to mode 6. You have upper and lowercase block letters, and these uppercase letters are 7 millimeters wide. For your larger block letters, you have mode 6, and those are 9 millimeter wide. And you can combine letters from different modes, letters and stitches from different modes. In the mode 3, you also have lowercase. Mode 4 is going to give you your European letters, and mode 5, your Cyrillic or Russian letters. And then you can always put in extra stitches, and we have these bridge stitches. So let's say, for instance, you had a satin stitch and you wanted to have a little space between each of those. But the satin stitch joins right in the middle. So putting in just an extra single space, you don't want that to jog down. So you would use stitch number 37 if you wanted to have kind of a space between those. Similarly, there are other stitches you can see that join in the middle rather than on a baseline. There are several stitches that do join on a baseline, and you could either use like 99, which would give you just a single thread between those stitches, or you could use extra stitches, these bridge stitches up here. Now, if you wanted an extra bold line, you could use 40 or 41. Those are also good for those types of things. So let's get started on programming something. Now, when your machine, when you first turn it on, it wakes up in mode 1 in regular sewing, straight stitching. So I'm going to spell out Janome, and I'm going to put a heart on either end of that. And it's going to be, probably one of these hearts up here that's on a baseline. So when you're spelling something, the hearts are going to be joined from letter to letter along a baseline. So it's best to use motifs that also are joined on a baseline. It'll be a smoother way to read it. Okay, let's start out spelling Janome. I'm going to go down here to mode 6 because I want a nice bold J. There we go. And then always push memory after each stitch that you've selected, and that way it will memorize that. If you forget to push memory, then you've got a misspelled word, but then you can use the cursor keys to fix that. So I'm going to go up to mode 3 right here and do A, which is 37, memory, AN, 50, memory, 51, memory, and Janome 49, memory, and 41, memory. Now, I can use the cursor keys to go back here, make sure I've spelled that correctly. Now, right here at the end, I decided I want to put 98, but I'd like a little bit of a space between my word Janome and these little hearts here. So I'm going to put a 99 right there. Now I'm in mode 2. This is mode 3, but all of the modes have 99. So I'm going to just go ahead and put 99 right there. And memory, always make sure and push that memory key. Then 98 will give me those little hearts. Okay, that was the wrong one. That's not the one I wanted to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear that. That's because I'm in 3, and I really wanted to be in mode 2. So I'm going to go back through, press mode 2. Now I'm choosing 98. And you can see right there on the screen. So make sure I push memory. Now I'd like to also have some of those little hearts and a space at the beginning. How do we do that? Use the cursor key, and you can just press and hold. Now with this, it will put that space right before the J. So I'm going to go mode 2, 99, memory. Now I want to put a space before this here. So I already have the space. So I want to put those little hearts. I'm going to do this here, like that, and memory. Always remember to push memory, but if you're not sure you remembered to do that, just check through the whole thing. And that, I could add actually something at the end there. So at the end of this, in order to keep it from sewing over and over and over again, we want to have a locking stitch, because that will just sew one of those motifs and just stop. So I'm going to put 0, 0 in memory. So that's how you do a stitch combination. Now let's say, for instance, I wanted to add something else, or I misspelled. Say I forgot to push the memory key, go back through there. If, for instance, I forgot to push the O, and I didn't have an O between the N and the M, go over here to the M and make sure you're in the correct mode. We want to go to mode 3. And then lowercase o is 51. So if it's going to be right before that, 51. And now it has put the O in the correct place in the word Janome. Okay, so if you want to erase everything or erase individual things, you push the clear key, but if you just press and hold, it will erase the entire motif. Now, if you have a stitch that you want to enter in, going in mode 1, always cycle through to get to mode 1, because if you're in one of these other modes and you push one of these direct select keys to get back to mode 1, you've just erased everything. I learned that the hard way. So, but it's a nice way to get directly back into mode 1 if you don't care about saving any stitch combination. You can get directly there. So you can always add in, I have the auto cut key, so as soon as it's done that locking stitch at the end, it would automatically cut the threads as a convenience. You don't have to have it on, but it's convenient. So you can always turn that off if you want to. And then the back to the beginning button, that's this one down here. I kind of mentioned that in a previous video. So say you've stitched something out, but you decided, I don't like that thread color, and you could push this button and it gets you right back to the beginning of your stitching. Also, this little turnover key is really a nice feature. So I'm going to show you that. If I can find that. Okay, here we go. All right. So what I did is I programmed in this little heart in mode 2, 86. And then I put another one in there. I'll just show you that. I'm going to go down to 2. I went 86, memory. Okay. Then I did another 86, memory. Now, in order to turn over that second heart and have a line of hearts that looks like this, I have to go back here, make sure that the cursor is underneath the one that I want to change. Push this here. So now we have a line of hearts that goes like that. It's really cute. I've used this on like the hem of a sleeve. It's really cute. Now if I go back here, notice that little turnover has changed. So we know one's going one way, one's going another way. Any of these that you have that join in the middle, you can use the turnover key. That one right there, 65, that's what I did here. I just did 2 hearts. So just play with your machine, find out what it does. There's really a lot of neat features that you can do. I will say one more thing. If you're using a thin fabric like this, make sure you use a stabilizer. Now see, I used a zigzag with no stabilizer, and see it kind of scrunched up the fabric. So with your decorative stitches, either have a nice firm fabric like denim, or if you're using a thinner fabric like quilting cotton, use a tearaway stabilizer, and we have that here at Montevilla Sewing Center. And this is a tearaway. You would just simply tear that away when you're done. Okay, I'm going to get right back into sewing mode 1 there. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, give us a thumbs up, and if you have comments or questions, you can leave those in the area down below. We have lots of other videos on this machine and on other machines here on our Montevilla YouTube channel. So thanks for watching. Bye.